Hello everybody, my name is Nathan Vader and today we're doing a little repair video. If you've seen in my last video, I did pick up a Quetzalcoatlus from the first Jurassic Park line, and it's a little bit broken. It's got a broken wing, which is kind of a common thing actually on these Quetzalcoatluses and the Pteranodons from the Lost World. So yeah, it looks like someone has tried to repair it in the past with a bit of glue, and you can see there's like spatterings of it all over the wing, which does not help because I can't get that out of the felt, unfortunately. The other one is absolutely fine. The other thing to look out for on these is the mechanisms here that lock into the body, and sometimes these can be chewed or broken off. And it always pays to check when buying online to make sure that nothing else is missing. And well, there you go, there's a clip missing off the end of the wingtip that locks into the body. So this is never going to be 100% because it can't lock in anymore. But what I'm going to try and do is repair this here. So luckily there is a channel running through the wing, which is great because I've got a couple of options. One, I can use a piece of bar that I can drop in and have run the whole length of the wing. Or what I've also got is a load of these antennas from Lego, which are just made out of plastic, but I think because they're so floppy, weak, it might not do the trick. So what I'll do is I'll try the brass. It's not brass, is it? It might be brass. Yeah, I'll try this and see how we get on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bead of glue through that channel and then force this in and put a couple of clamps on and let it sit and see what happens. So got a bit of super glue. Just going to run some in the channel. Then get the bar. Probably going to get your fingers a bit mucky here. Just remember to keep that away from the felt, because if it gets on the felt, it ain't never coming off. What I'm going to let that set and then come back to it and see how we're getting on. I was going to give up on this, but I've just heard a rattle. So I think the broken part of the wingtip is still inside the Quetzalcoatlus. So let's see if I can get it open and see if we can get that part out. So I think it's just a few Phillips head screws to take the body off, and hopefully nothing springs apart too violently. And yeah, there might be some light at the end of the tunnel. Would you believe it, after shaking it so much and keeping my finger on this trigger, it keeps this hole open in here, and it was just enough for that part to drop out. How lucky was that? So it saved me actually unscrewing everything and potentially damaging this anymore. So next thing is to see if I can get this reattached to that wing. So I'm gonna have to look at that now. I don't know if you can see that there, but right there is a real clean break where this was once attached. So all I've got to do is see if I can get these two to marry back up. Trick is, what am I going to do to get that back on there? So what I could do is drill a rod into this side here, and then that would give it some strength when bonding these two back together. I think I'll give that a go and see how I get on, really. Right, so I've got a tiny bit of metal bar, and I'm just going to try it in the hole I've made for the wing, and just going to offer this one up. Ooh. Yeah, looks okay. Right, so I guess the next thing is to glue it all together. Just going to squeeze that together to make sure both sides have properly bonded. And then I think I'll probably leave it for an hour and then come back. Okay, it has been 24 hours. I left this thing to completely cure. I didn't want to mess with it while the glue was setting. And yeah, it seems to have taken on pretty well. It seems pretty stiff now. And that tip as well, I was terrified about that tip coming off. But it seems to be holding on quite nicely. It's reattached really well. The only thing really that's left is this scabbiness that's going on around where the break was on the arm. So what I'll probably end up doing is maybe a bit of sandpaper, very fine sandpaper, to bring that rippling down a bit so it's a bit smoother. So it should be like this here where this vein's travelling, but not like that. So I'll probably give that a go, and I might even, I mean, you can't really see the bar. You can see it a little bit there if I get it into the light. So what I might do is run a piece of I might run a tiny bit of grey paint just down there, so it just blends in a little bit more. And again there, I'll just try and clean up that little bit there where the break is. But if I can't, I can't. But it's already a massive improvement. But I suppose the real test is to see if this thing actually works, functions. I can understand this wing clip snapping here as well, because this is under quite a bit of tension while it's locked in place. But still, that break there, that was a nasty break. That's a good sign that's fully clipped in. So I'm going to move my hand so it's not in the way. And here we go. Oh, I can't do it properly. Hey, there you go. Nice. Well, yeah, that's working great. I'm just going to try it again to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Clippity clip. Oh, there you go. It's just me. It's user error. Try it again. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that works great. So yeah, I'm just going to try and tidy up that wing. And that's about it really. There's not much else I can do to it, which is great. Just happy that it's working again. Okay, I've been having a little play around with this. So once the glue did fully set, I got a craft knife and started carving away all the excess material, because as you remember, it was all chewed up on both sides of the crack. So took that away, and then once that was sort of at a decent level, got some I think it's 250 grit, 200 grit sandpaper. It's quite coarse, but not too coarse. And then started sanding that away, so it was a lot smoother. And basically I ended up with about 800 grit, and I also added a bit of water to this so it was a lot smoother. And just carried on going over that surface until it was at a level which I consider quite smooth. So the only thing left really after that is I'm going to now try a bit of this plastic polish just to finish off that surface of the plastic so it's all smooth and sort of looks more one piece. You're never going to lose that crack. That's part and parcel of this damage, unfortunately. Same with the glue stain that someone had put on there haphazardly, unfortunately, when trying to repair this wing originally. But we'll try and do our best at getting this looking fairly normal, and then we'll check out the end results. And there you go, it's definitely an improvement from what it was. I'll see if I can put a before image there now, and you can see, yeah, there's no real chewed up areas. It's looking really smooth, feels smooth as well, so you can't feel any difference between surfaces as you're traveling along that wing section, which is good. And it looks the part. It's just a real shame about that glue. I've got no way of getting rid of that glue, unfortunately. That is part of the fabric now. But otherwise, looks great. And there we go, once more my Quetzalcoatlus is in one piece, once again. The wing, yeah, it was a bit of a pain, I'm not going to lie, but I like a challenge. And to be honest, it does look pretty nice now, and you'd be quite hard to find it straight away. But there it is, right there. but it still works absolutely fine. The clip that was also repaired still works absolutely perfectly and locks into the body with a nice satisfying click, just like the unbroken side, and it finally looks the part once again. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. My name's Nathan Vader. I post on Instagram and Twitter almost daily, and of course it's always Jurassic related. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Yes, but I'm taking you back to your box.